So I was at a friend's place the other day, and I said I couldn't get the Grease soundtrack out of my head. Tell me more, he said. And I was thinking I could get a government grant to buy chickens. That way I could get my money for nothing and my chicks for free. And, you know, a lot of people think that I'm self-centered, but enough about them. I got into a car accident last week. I got into a car accident last week. My GPS told me to turn around, but then I couldn't see where I was driving.
I like that, actually. I like that.
When did our cold open turn into bad jokes?
I don't know. But
I think it's from the beginning.
I want to tell you that. I want to tell you that.
But you're not allowed to.
I'm not, but I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
You know, it's great to have things that have properties because that means you're in England because it's property.
It's proper tea. It's proper tea.
I made that up by myself. Yeah, I know. So what did the scarf say to the hat?
You go on ahead. I'll just hang around.
Oh.
Oh. Yes. I think I said that on a popsicle stick once when I was 12.
You did. You talked about the. Actually, now that you say that, I think you actually mentioned that on one show.
Maybe that's what we should call our joke session: is popsicle stick jokes.
Popsicle stick jokes.
Popsicle stick. Remember popsicles?
Told jokes.
Remember popsicle? You get this stuff. Shall we hear the music and get this show on the road?
Yeah, actually, that's probably
a good idea.
Well, hello, greetings, gobble gobble, and Moobarkfluff. Moobarkfluff.
That's like fluff and pluck at the same time.
I'm telling you what, it is only 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and already I can't speak. I am barely normal. Hello to all the creatures in the Podiverse. I am barely normal, and you are tuned. Oh my God!
Oh yeah, this is good.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. You are tuned into Barely Furcasting featuring Taebyn. We are recording this episode on Black Friday, the day after American Thanksgiving. For all our listeners that aren't in America and don't know what Black Friday is, and maybe think that that's something racist, so we are still a little hungover from all our food comas yesterday. And I want to give a shout out to Rain, who's with us today again, who helped me cook our dinner. We had a Friendsgiving here at my house, which we invited Taebyn to, but he had other puppy dish plans to go to. He couldn't show up.
Puppy dish,
and we had about 8 folks here. And so without further ado, Taebyn and Rain are both here with me in studio. How the fluff are you both?
Well, big hole in the ground for rain, I guess.
For which we draw water, yes.
This 3 o'clock in the afternoon is... I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This is very interesting.
It's a little different.
It's a little different. Rain.
Not that I'm drinking any less than 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but you know,
it's really tough. So, Rain, how was your turkey day?
It was really good. Went over to Barely's, helped make the turkey, and then we sat around and drinked and watched Doctor Who.
We did.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And we watched a lot of old Doctor Who.
Nice.
And drank a lot of Barely Scotch, and
we finished off the bottle. By the way,
it wasn't completely full when we started.
No, that was a good half gallon of Doers. There was probably a quart left in there, but we finished it off. I've tapped into the 4 roses this morning.
And so did you have a good wedding then, since you went to the court?
Huh?
The Scottish court.
The Scottish court?
There's a court left.
Oh.
I don't know.
I get it.
3 o'clock. I tell you.
I suppose we could pronounce it properly a quart.
Quart.
Oh, yeah,
quart.
Oh,
which is, if you actually pronounce it the way it's spelled, that's how you should pronounce it. Quart.
Yeah, because it's Q.
Like quark.
Like quark, yes. It's a quart of... I'm going to start saying that now so people look at me funny. I would like a quart of milk, please. What?
Wait, did I hear you right?
A quart?
Quart.
And Barely,
I want a
how was
quart.
the turkey day for you?
Oh, it was great. Rain made an absolutely wonderful, fabulous turkey. In fact, we
Nice.
sent home little turkey bags with everybody afterwards and leftovers. And then I had myself a little turkey salad Sammy's today. Little sliders.
Nice.
I used the leftover Hawaiian rolls because everybody has Hawaiian rolls at Thanksgiving now,
Oh,
right?
I love Hawaii.
Yeah.
I love
They're
it.
so yummy.
So I took 4 of those, sliced them in half, made some turkey salad.
Yeah.
Hands moving like
Like
this,
that. Yeah,
side
yeah,
up and
yeah.
down. People can't see this, but I'm moving my hands up and down and side to side.
He is.
And had a nice little turkey salad sandwiches for
Very
lunchies.
nice.
Yeah.
You know the best thing about Turkey Day is that the turkey is dead.
True. It gets rid of more of them, so there's less of them to bug you.
It is.
Yes.
That's very true. That's
very true. Very, very, very
so
true.
I have a bunch of things to say before we get onto our next segment of the show.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, well, the first few, of course, got to solicit for Anthro Northwest Film Festival submissions. All you first, if you have some videos like YouTube or whatever that you'd like to share with other furs, and if you're going to Anthro Northwest in Seattle in January, go ahead and submit, and maybe it'll make it to the film festival. You can do so. Oh, wow. What was that? You can do so.
Not sure.
Air pressure just dropped in the entire Northwest hemisphere.
I felt it. I felt it. You can do so on the ANW website, anthronw.com, and up in the top right-hand corner is a little thing that says events. You click that, and then there's a little button for film festival submissions.
You're pointing, and this is an audio podcast.
Yes, and also I'd like to point out to our listeners, that A&W is A-N-W, not A&W root beer. Because if you go to the A&W root beer site and try and submit a film, it won't work.
You won't be able to. Or if you actually successfully do, they'll be like, what is this? Why are there animals running around here?
Well, they might make it into a new commercial.
That's true.
There you go.
Taebyn, could you imagine Crispy Ascension getting into an A&W commercial?
There was a little mistake. Bob didn't talk to Frank. It just didn't go well.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
People have been sacked.
Big mistakes were made.
The people responsible for the titles have been sacked. Yes.
and their future generations. This is just not how we run a proper business. So there's that, and there's also, of course, Get Out the Float in Seaside, Oregon in February. If all you first want to go to a nice little con, me, Barely, and Rain will be there. We're doing lots.
We're doing so much for that con. Yes,
it's my cow. It's going to be a busy time, but it's going to be a really great fun time. And all you first were looking for volunteers, for more panelists. If you've ever wanted to host your own panel or something, but you didn't want to at a big con, you can do so at this. It'll be a nice little small con. Barely, you have something you want to say?
Yes. By the time this airs, I believe the application for panels will be closed.
Oh,
yes. And by the time this airs, the applications for DJs will also be closed.
Yes. So thank you for listening to that PSA. However, it's too late. Although, I mean, if you email me and say, hey, I'd really like to have a panel, since I'm in charge of the panels, I'd probably say, okay.
I might need maybe 1 or 2 more DJs. Yeah. So if you email me or telegram me, I might be able to fit you in.
See how special you are, listeners? You know the guys behind the scenes. And if you want something special after the closing date, we can hook you up.
We can hook you up. We can do it. just whisper the secret words at the door over there, and you'll be good. You'll be good.
That's right.
And if nothing else,
I'm good.
But you can still just go to Get Out the Float, just to go and have fun. That's not closed yet, anyway. So there's that.
So true.
See, what else do I have to say? I have to say, a sheep, a drum, and a snake fell off a cliff. Bada dumtis.
But yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say something.
Do you remember the old Johnny Carson show?
I do. Yeah,
I do. He used to do what was the thing he did with the turban?
The Great Kreskin?
The amazing Kreskin. Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he would hold up the envelopes to his head. The one I always remembered was Sis boom ba. He opened it up. What sound does an exploding sheep make?
This
Boom ba.
I forgot that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Cow. This is the best podcast ever.
I know, right?
Okay, so I'm going to say something.
Yes.
So all you listeners out there, all you, however many are left at this point, I'm just going to let you know I'm going
sure
to
Ziggy's
script
listening.
something for this.
Yeah.
He's listening, yes. So I'm going to say something, and then you say, who? And then I'm going to say something, and then you say, oh, I see. Got it?
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Okay. Guess who I bumped into on my way to get my glasses fixed?
Who?
Everybody!
Oh, I see.
Well, don't do that wah yet. Start this over.
Okay.
You have to wait till the thing's over before you do the wah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was over.
Okay.
Turn your gain up again.
Again?
Yep.
Again? Again?
Again?
Yes.
How's that?
That's better.
Okay.
All right.
So, I'll start this whole thing over. So, I'm going to... Oh my God. I'm going to say something, and then you say, who? And then I'll say something else, and then you say, oh, I see. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Guess who I bumped into on my way to get my glasses fixed?
Who?
Everybody!
Oh, I see.
I see.
Well, I couldn't.
No, not yet.
Yeah, it was pretty
okay,
close.
we have to try it one more time.
Wait till he different said.
Well, you didn't tell me you were going to say something after we said, oh, I see.
Yes. No. Like.
Oh, right. I didn't tell you that, did I?
No, I am a very literal robot raccoon.
Okay, so right. Third time's a charm.
Take 3. Taebyn tells
you
a
don't
joke.
have to explain it this time.
Take 3.
Just start the joke. We know what to do now.
Here we go. And quiet on the set. Yes. And action.
So I'm going to say something, and then you say who. And then I'm going to say something else, and then you say, oh, I see.
You know, this is all staying in, by the way. I just letting you know this is all staying in.
Okay. So, guess who? This is the best joke ever. Okay, guess who I bumped into on my way to get my glasses fixed?
Well, who?
Everybody.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see.
Well, I couldn't.
Yay!
Okay, that was good. That was, you made it. All you listeners, if you're still here, thank you so much. Well, let's see you next time. We're done. No, we're not done.
I'm crying.
Okay, that was.
How many furries does it take to tell a really stupid joke? 3 times.
At least 3. So I was at the grocery store the other day, asking the employee, "So where's the milk?" And she says, "Buy the bread." And I said, "No, I just want to buy the milk."
Oh.
So a blind man walks into a bar, and then a table, and then a chair. Okay.
You know how Helen Keller's parents pissed her off, right?
No.
They rearranged the furniture.
Oh no.
You know how they punished her, right?
No, how's that?
They left the plunger in the toilet.
Oh no. Welcome to the Barely Furcasting All Jokes podcast.
So here's actually a joke that I don't get, so maybe you can help me out with it.
All right.
My therapist just told me that I have extreme difficulty in picking up social cues. I think she's in love with me.
Yes, because the social cue was that she's not in love with you.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Puppy brain. There's the problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, everybody loves puppies. He's not responsible for that.
I'm not responsible for. No. And so that's what I have to say about all that.
Okay. Well,
fantastic.
That brings us up to the calming part of our show. The cat Transformations.
Woosa.
Woosa.
Oh, woo.
Oh, woosa.
Awusa.
Awusa? Is that a Chinese dish or a Japanese dish? Awusa?
It is awusa.
Yes.
Awusa.
Awusa. You remember from last time how I talked about what the sushi said to the bee? What's up, bee?
Yes.
Yeah,
What's
that
up?
reminded me of that. So, continuing on with cat formations, mindful mantras to awaken your inner cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will find my special spot where I can be at peace. And there's pictures of kitties on the top of a mountain. These are kitties. It looks like snow, but they're
It looks
kitties.
like snow with their kitties. Oh, it does look like snow, but they are kitties. That's cute.
It's very cute.
Every one of the pictures has kitties in it.
Yes.
You have to look carefully sometimes. I ride the wave, a wave that rises with great power. See if you can find the kitties, and I don't know if you can see them.
Oh, well, yes,
yes.
it's a kitty.
Yeah,
Riding
right
the
there.
wave.
Yeah.
Surfing kitty. Surfing bird.
Surfing bird kitty.
Hmm.
Here on Cat Formation Hour. I hope it's not an hour.
Oh, my God.
That would be horrible.
It's a special episode of BFFT.
Special BFFT.
Formation at the confirmation hour? No, the cat formation hour.
Cat Formation. So now we have to go into a little black box and talk to Sister Francis or whatever.
Yes.
We're doing our confirmations. I am the wave, a wave that crests, knowing its direction.
Ooh.
And those are our cat formations for the week. Woo.
Woo. And now that takes us up to the past today. Do you have any past today? I don't have any past today. I haven't had time for past today.
I haven't really either.
I have a hard time living in the present lately.
Yeah. So you'll have a really hard time at Christmas then, because there's a lot of presents.
There's a lot of presents in Christmas.
A lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that was stupid. But I did it. But that actually reminds me of something. How'd it go? Oh, so like maybe you're in trouble or something, and the policeman or whatever are telling you can't do this. You have your right to remain silent and all that stuff. And so then you say, well, I'm not speaking until I get a lawyer present. And then the policeman says, sir, you are the lawyer. And then you say, so where's my present?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I like that.
I am not hiring that guy as a lawyer, though.
No. It's probably a corporate lawyer.
Probably.
So, so there's no past today, clearly. So that takes us up to
except for capitalism, every person will start from.
I'm not even going to bother. He's like, he gets it every time.
Yeah. Taebyn,
I practice.
I'm still tired from Turkey Day, so
we still got that tryptophan in our systems, and I believe and scotch, yes, and chocolate cream pie and apple pie and
pumpkin pie,
all kinds of pie.
Oh yes,
pie are square, but they were round.
But they were actually round.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
until we cut them, and then they were triangular.
Well, true. Well, triangular with a curve on the bottom. What is the name of that?
Curvy thing.
So
it's actually well in math. It's a chord is when you have a little pie shape like that, and you have the curvy thing.
Yes.
And if you make a triangle, like the curvy parts, and draw a little line, that line is called a chord.
Oh.
CHORD. But I don't know what. It would just be called an arc.
An arc.
Maybe.
There's got to be a name for that shape that's got an arc on the bottom and 2 points at the top. There's got to be a name for that shape.
Well, if you turn it upside down, there is a name. It's called an ice cream cone.
It's called a cone, I guess. Maybe that's what it's called, a cone.
It's actually Noah's cone because of the ark.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that was,
and because I usually eat them 2 by 2.
and that was
Exactly.
that was 3 of the 5 quick puns. So you got 2 left.
Oh my cow! No, actually, you first. Now we'll start at the real beginning of my 5 quick puns for the week. For this
Okay.
week. I guess I don't do them every week, but I'm going to do 5 quick puns.
Okay.
If you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready.
Okay. And you might have I've probably done a few of these before, but I'm going to do them again.
Okay.
Because
Yes.
I don't know. Okay. So, yes. Indeed. So, rainbows that have been very bad go to Prism. Also, a rainbow is not very heavy. It's pretty light. I always knock on the fridge before I open it, just in case there's a salad dressing. A bus station is where a bus stops. A train station is where a train stops. On my desk, I have a workstation. My inflatable house got a puncture last night, and now I'm living in a flat.
Oh my goodness. You need to tell that one to Baff.
Yes.
Oh, I do. That's yeah, I totally will.
For those of you that want to know who Baff is the chairman of Get Out the Float, and Get Out the Float is all about inflatables and all about bouncy houses and castles and ships and things like that. They're fun.
Fun. Yeah, so Baff will really appreciate that. I think.
All right. Well, that takes us up to we're 20 minutes in, and we're finally up to one of our main sections of media.
Yes, we're the rails are relentless.
The rails have split, and the train is just driving down on the ties, going clackety 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 clack. There's no rails.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So media. So I watched several football games this week. I took a weekend off last week and just relaxed at the beach house with my buddy, and we watched footballs. We watched the footballs.
He just watch them like roll around.
You know,
for those of you who don't know, Barely is gay.
Yes. What does that got to do with anything? Oh, the footballs.
Because you called it the footballs.
The footballs. Yeah, I'm not a sports guy. So
yes, I don't play the sports ball.
I don't play the sports ball. No. Okay. So I watched several footballs last week, and several movies. We watched a movie called Enemy with Ed Norton. Enemy? No, it was Pride or something like that. I don't know. It was I don't know, but it was really good.
Okay. While you're talking, I'm going to look up Ed Norton movies, and then we'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we could just let the audience figure it out.
I know, but I know I watched a movie called Enemy, and maybe that wasn't
the Ed Norton one.
No, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, we watched.
So I want to say, I tried typing, maybe it's because my pauses, but Ed Norton movie, and it did an autocorrect without me noting it, and I'm like, why am I getting all these like Google results for Norton LifeLock cancellation and refund? It's because it changed it to End Norton subscription.
In that Norton subscription.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Ed Norton movie.
I think
there's so many of them.
It might have been called Pride, but because he was a cop and his father was a cop and his brother was a cop, and he was the only good one. So maybe it wasn't Enemy. I don't remember whether that was called Pride or something like that. Anyway, and then we watched one called Enemy, which clearly I don't
Pride and Glory.
Pride and Glory. That's the one I watched. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Type in Enemy. See what that comes up with.
Okay. All right. Hold on just a second.
It's probably going to autocorrect and give me like flamingos or something. I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm on IMDb, so it won't do that.
Okay.
Oh.
That's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
And Melanie Laurent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we watched that one.
And then you've also got, you've also got Enemy at the Gates, which is Jude Law and Ed Harris.
No, it was the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. So I remember that now. So,
okay.
And then we watched Legion with Dennis Quaid. That was good. That was one about the angel coming.
And he was in Enemy Mine.
He was.
Look at this, a whole circle.
It's a circle, yes. It's a ring. And then we watched Prometheus again, which was a really good, the origin story of the Alien series. And then we watched some assassin movie. And maybe that was the Enemy movie that was the assassin movie. Maybe that was it. but it was so boring that we both fell asleep. I mean, it was one of those.
That's why you didn't remember it. Okay,
that's why I didn't remember it. It was just so boring, and it's just like, eh. And then, I mean, at one point I was like, I was asleep on the couch. I just went to bed, and I was like, all right, I'm out. And then this week I started watching the new reboot of Frasier on Paramount Plus.
So he went to the new shoe store because it's the reboot.
The reboot, yes. It's pretty good. It's still very formulaic, like the original, and it does struggle for laughs from some time to time. They kind of recycle a lot of the old laughs from the old Frasier show, but it's cute. It's cute. And then I downloaded downloaded Tubi because due to our other podcast, 3 Do Who, Tubi has most of the classic Doctor Who episodes to watch that I don't have to pay for. So, and as we mentioned earlier, Rain and I sat and watched some classic Doctor Who with the Tom Baker as Doctor Number 4.
Tom Baker. Yeah. I was gonna ask if you went all the way back to like Tom Baker days because Tom was so great.
Yeah.
So that
was, we watched the very
longest running Doctor.
We watched the very first 5 episodes of the Tom Baker Doctor Who's.
Nice.
So
very, very nice.
It was very nice. Very nice.
That's exciting.
Fun. Yeah.
It was a great way to spend time while we were waiting for the turkey to cook.
Yep. And waiting for the guests to arrive.
And the guests, yes.
Oh yeah, those.
Yes.
Which once the turkey started like making that wonderful cooked turkey smell.
Yes.
The guests started arriving. It was
really that's how it works.
Strange. Very strange. Yes. Yes. Rain, how about you? What have you been watching besides the Doctor Who with me?
So last week I watched 2 movies. Well, actually 3 now that I think about it. But I watched Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which I thought was pretty good. They kind of went all out with the special effects on that one. And then the next one I watched was an Australian movie called Necrotronic. It's a kind of a really wild movie.
Okay.
It's an Australian version of like Ghostbusters mixed with The Evil Dead.
I'll have to write the Necrotronic.
Yeah, it was really kind of weird, but still kind of good. I don't remember what the third movie was now because I have raccoon brain. So I'm going to move on to what I've been doing in VR, which is I've been playing a game called Dead Hook. And it's kind of like Spider-Man meets Doom. But it's got a really fun like swinging mechanic. So you swing from these hooks that come out from gloves on your hands. And I
might have seen the
balls. Yes.
I'll look into that.
There's some good jump scares in it, and the monsters are really ugly.
Then I'm maybe not going to look into it.
Maybe not. It's got me a couple of times where I've not noticed some monster just materializing behind me, and like I turn around and he's like and I'm like
I won't be looking into that
because they're ugly. They are ugly. I mean, whoever did the artwork on these guys. Chef's kiss because it is really, really like gory, ugly looking, monsters.
Maybe I'll watch it on YouTube, but I don't know if I'll even do that.
Yeah, Wolf in VR did a really good review of it, so that's kind of why I bought it, and it's been out for I think a year now or something like that.
And
that's about it.
Thinking.
I am. You use the term chef's kiss, which of course everybody knows is when you take your little hand and make an atsamiya. And you put it to your lips and you go, but how did that become a chef's kiss?
Because I think chefs did it.
Okay. I don't know. It's very strange.
There's
the
a
origin
band
of terms. I'll have to look that one up.
What is? Oh, why am I forgetting the name? Oh, hold on, just a. Hi.
We're gonna play some intermission music while Taebyn looks something up.
I'm trying.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. And have ourselves a treat. Yes.
So there's this band called Symphony X, and they're really good. And they have a song called Serpent's Kiss. That really has nothing to do with what you were talking about, but
no,
when you
I don't
said
think
that reminded me of the song.
Well,
so
it's got a kiss in it.
It does. It's really
there's a whole band named Kiss.
There is.
There is.
Yes.
Mhm.
Anyway, Taebyn.
And see how it all the circle is coming around
It's the
again.
circle again.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life.
Okay, Taebyn, what have you been watching,
Oh.
listening to, consuming, or playing?
Of course, South Park for lunchies. I don't know if you remember at one point I talked about how we started watching a Netflix show called Working Moms.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so we started watching the newest season recently, so we've been watching that. It's really good, like it. We started watching. Yes, waiting with bated breath. What did it?
Worms on tongue.
Yep.
Have you heard of? There's a show called SWAT.
Yes.
Yes.
There's an older one back in 1975 TV series,
Mhm.
and and I guess there's also a 2003 movie, but also 2017 show called SWAT on Netflix.
Yes.
Have you,
The
you know
guy
that?
the guy from Criminal Minds moved over to that show.
Oh, okay.
Which is why Penelope's chocolate lover boy, he moved over. He's the lead on SWAT.
Oh, Hondo?
I think so. I don't know what his name is, but I think that's why he left Criminal Minds.
Mm.
Well, it sounds like I like this show more than you do, but I really like this show. We're halfway through season 1. There's like 50 million episodes in season 1, but it has like 6 or 7 seasons, and it's really good. I highly recommend. I mean, for me anyway. So it's for all you first that don't know, it's it's SWAT, so it's about a SWAT team, and so you've got crime, and it's just got all that. Just crime and intrigue and a little bit of drama and
I thought it was
storyline.
about fly catchers.
No.
Oh, okay.
Fly killers.
Yeah, fly
No,
killers.
no.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Totally
fly
different.
catchers, you don't have to swat them,
Oh, okay.
but when you're killing them, you have to swat them.
Yeah. So this particular show, I highly recommend it. It's really good.
Mhm.
So that was we've been watching, been playing Bloons Monkeys with Pop, a little bit of Hearthstone, and of course Beat Saber. And you might remember, what was it, last week or week before? I said how I beat Crab Rave, the song, on hard difficulty at like 120% or something speed.
Yes.
Just the other day, I beat Crab Wave on hard difficulty at 145% speed.
Ooh, fast pup.
Fast.
Wow.
I've tried 150% a few times. Oh, it's so fast. I haven't. It gets to a part like, you know how songs have like the bridges and stuff,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and it. So I can get at 150%. I can get halfway through the song. It gets pretty close though at times, and then you get to that little. It's a short little bridge thing, and then I just haven't been able to get past that. It's just it's so fast, but it's lots of fun, and so I've been doing that. But there's other really good songs too, like I've talked about. I think I talked about before. Everybody's Gay by Lizzo is a good fun
Yes.
song, and it's got a nice background with rainbows and disco floor and stuff. Did I mention also? Yeah, I think I mentioned before. Crazy Equals Genius by Panic at the Disco is a lot of fun.
Okay.
I've been having fun with.
Well, there you go.
And so anyway, I've been having a lot of fun with Beat Saber, and it's good exercise, very cardiovascular.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
so
because
that's
you've gotta wave your arms, you gotta duck, you've gotta dodge to the side to side. It's
and then
a lot of work.
and it helps to like dance to it too a little bit and stuff. So it's good exercise. So that's what I've been playing. I decided to put this in the media because, well, it's media. So on the music front, so I want to talk a little bit about some big names in modern guitar right now that some of you may or may not have heard of. So there's Tim Henson from the band Polyphia. Ikika Nito is a Japanese guitarist, and Marcin I can't pronounce this. Patrzalek. It's Polish. Patrzalek?
Okay.
Yeah,
What was
sure.
that?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
I looked up and all of a sudden Barely had his little pauses up and smiling. I didn't know why, but he was
Because
doing
every
that.
time you look down at your sheet of paper, I'm making all sorts of weird things in the background, and then when you look
Oh,
up,
you
they
are?
stop.
This is why I've been cracking up, because you've completely been
I
oblivious
had
to it.
no idea. Okay. So are you first?
This is why I put my notes on screen, because that way I can
Then
see
you
what's
can
going
look.
on.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, look for the barely feasties.
Oh yeah.
Barely feasties. Anyway, have either of you heard of any of these people?
I have not.
Which was the Japanese guitarist again?
Ikika Nito. ICHIKA.
Oh no, I know Tamiyasu Hatai, but I don't know that
this one.
I thought it was Strummy Guitari.
Strummy Guitari.
It is. He's well known.
He's
He
well
travels
known.
around the
Strummy
world.
Guitari. Yes.
So Tim Henson is, as I said, in the band Polyphia, and he's like really all these are really great technical. They're just really good. They do insane things. So any of you first that haven't heard Tim Henson, just Google, go to YouTube and look for Polyphia, and maybe listen to the song "Goat" or "Playing God" or something. And this is like. There are people out there that really think that some of the riffs in these songs are like the literally most complicated, difficult, most technical riffs like ever. These are actually really insane. And I don't know if it's going to break any copyright laws to drop in an audio clip of some of these or not, but that, if you can there. Ikita is really good too. I don't know him as well as Tim and Marcin. So Marcin, we've been listening, or I was just made aware of just a few days ago. He's only 26, and he is he's probably the best of these three in my opinion. It's so amazing. So he does it's acoustic guitar, and it's flamenco / Latin style is his style, but he can play like anything. Yeah. He uses the full guitar, like he does the percussion thing, but like he's it's like his hands are literally all over the place, and he's like with his right hand he's doing the guitar on the frets, but his left hand is doing percussion, but then the percussion goes over to help with the guitar, and it's just insane. And it's just really, I really recommend check these guys out, especially Marcin.
Okay, cool. All right.
And so that's my media for the week.
Awesome possum.
Oh, now I'll just also say, just last night, Marcin, he did his version of "Sweet Dreams." It was really awesome. It's really awesome.
It's a great song.
"Sweet Dreams."
It is a great song, and I saw it on YouTube, and so he's got a nice, fun, like video to it too, and everything, and it's just a lot of fun.
All right. Okay. Well, I have some obscure words, and I chose the L, the letter L, for the 4 words today.
So
yes, yes.
I'm gonna try this. If you chose the L, did you successfully get to your place in Britain?
I did.
It was so bad.
Or even Chicago. I could have gotten to the right place.
Oh, did they do that in Chicago too?
That's in Chicago. It's the Tube in Britain.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the L stands for the elevated train.
Mixed up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chicago. I've actually been on the L in Chicago when I went to training in Chicago once.
You went training in Chicago on the L?
Training.
Yeah, I went to.
We're both right there on that one.
I went to the Matsushita Corporation to learn how to work on Panasonic DVC Pro decks.
Well,
so
look at you, Matsushita and your big brain.
I know,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So our first word is labatiprodol.
Say that again.
Could not say that even one time.
This sounds like a drug for getting over addiction to Labrador Retrievers.
Yes, it's
labtibricol.
Labtibricol, and that means living in holes.
Well,
so rabbits.
There's a reason that's an obscure word.
I mean, rabbits would be labdipricolis because they live in holes.
That is true.
Yes. The next word is laconicum.
And okay, let me try this one. This is me trying
real hard to. I can see the smoke from the ears.
Integers integers are labdabricolous because they live in holes. They're
Oh.
whole
Yeah,
numbers.
I
Okay.
think it's different kind of hole.
Different kind of hole.
Oh, okay. Oh my
Everybody's
cow.
hole. The next one is laconicum. Laconicum.
Are you now?
Well, I know laconic kind of means like lazy, right?
Yes, and this is a sauna.
So
Oh,
it makes sense.
So lazing in a
Lazing in
sauna.
a sauna.
Lazing in the
I'm
sauna.
very
Lazing
laconicum-ish.
in the sauna.
Lazing in the sauna.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I'm in the sauna, I am not exactly like very
No.
active. I just kind of want to
No.
lay around
Yes.
and just
Yeah.
Just lay there.
it's
heat
too
is the
hot.
same. The next word is lacuscular, which sounds like a Borg name. I am lacuscular of Borg, but it
does.
is that is of, like, or pertaining to pools.
Ah,
Oh, really?
Yes.
so
I want
it's the
to-
Borg who likes to swim.
Yes.
It's the Borg that I like to swim.
Yes.
So, Rain was just saying something. Oh yeah, the sauna and how it's too hot. That was reminding me about how like, you know, if you're at a restaurant and the waiter, you know, especially Mexican restaurant, they bring you the plate and you know, when he gives it to you, he says, "Careful, this plate is too hot."
Right.
But then it's really okay because I'm not that attracted to plates, so
That's true.
everything's gonna be fine.
That's a good
That's true.
thing. Yeah, I tell them that all the time. No, don't worry. I'm not
Don't worry,
attracted to it.
they're safe.
And our final word is latrant.
Latrant.
Latrant. And latrant means barking.
Oh, I like this word.
Yes.
I am very
Taebyn is Latrant.
Latrantis.
You are very
Yes.
Latrantis. Yes. Latrantis of Borg.
Latrantis of Borg.
That's the Borg that likes
I
to
am
bark.
Taebyn, Latrantis of Borg.
Yes. And those are my 4 very strange words that start with the letter L.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice, actually. Like it. And on that note, I have a fact for you both.
Okay.
And for all you listeners.
Yes.
Is it a real fact or is this a Taebyn fact?
It is a real fact.
Alternate universe, alternate truth. Yes.
Well, the Taebyn of Borg in the alternate universe.
Latrantis of Borg.
So it turns out that having a mortgage on a house is very interesting.
It is. It is.
I want you to know, I really think it's important to know that I made that up my own self.
Ah.
I'm very proud of myself for.
Yes. And you know how the word mortgage came to be, right?
I don't.
Well, the first time somebody loaned enough money on a house, his name was Mort, and he had to gauge how much it was worth. So it was a Mort gauge.
Yeah. Yep. There it is.
Oh, so bad.
I just made that up right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Mort gauge.
You're here first. You first.
Was that your fact?
That was my fact.
Okay. All right. Well, let's head on over to the transformation lab.
What happened to your voicey there?
I don't know.
Are you Peter braiding?
I am. When it's time to change. Then it's time to change. So, and Taebyn, that whole Mort gauge, the thing he had to gauge the interest. That's what it was,
Totally had to gauge that interest on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally had to gauge.
I wish somebody would have gauged the interest in that joke.
Right. Yes. Okay. Well,
but since no one else is listening anymore, I think we know the answer to that.
Right. And here we are at the tunnel to the lab. Because I remember the tunnel. I'm going to grab the torch and
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have been running dehumidifiers like constantly to try and get the tunnel dried out a little bit better. So it shouldn't be so muddy. It shouldn't be so drippy.
Oh, that's
we
good.
Should be better this time.
Good. All right. Well, and then I'll push the button on the door, and look, there's the lab. Amazing.
Yes.
Oh, look.
Welcome in.
I'm the collie, and there's the lab.
Yes.
So look at that.
Don't border.
Wow.
It's bordering on the strange.
It's border. Don't border on the.
Oh my goodness. Taebyn, go stand on the X.
I think that would be best.
I think it would be too, because I think if we don't get started, we're gonna pun the day away. All right. Ooh, there's a new button. It looks like a delta. Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's try out the delta.
All right, you ready?
I am ready.
We're firing in 3, 2, 1.
Bark, 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 bark. Latrant.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I figured out what the Delta thing does.
Oh.
It
Does it have to
seems
do, am I flying around?
Yeah, well, you're
It's the
flying all
Delta.
right. You're just kind of floating there. You're a
Oh.
giant. You look like a giant crystalline entity.
Oh.
So I'm guessing that the Delta symbol is for Star Trek related transformations.
Okay.
You don't have like any like feelings like you want to consume humanity or anything like that, right?
Let me see. I wish you would not have said that. Actually,
I kind of am wishing that now too.
I'm
now, wait a
feeling
minute.
very.
Wait a minute. There's a bag of dog kibble over here named humanity. So maybe we should just feed that to
Maybe that's it. That probably would be the
Let's
safest.
try throwing some at him, barely.
Yeah, just throw it at me. Just throw it at me.
Well, I don't know where his mouth is. I mean, he looks
right.
like a giant crystal snowflake.
All right. All right. Well, some of it landed on the crystal snowflake. Oh, look, he's munching it. Oh, and it's gone.
Oh, yeah. There it goes.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm feeling like I'm feeling like. Oh, where am I going with this? I don't know. I'm feeling like I need to steward a Patrick or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I-
To all the
I don't
Patricks
know.
out there, you are now been storted.
Now
Yes.
I've been stewarded. Make sure
Especially
that you
Sir
gauge your
Patrick.
interest in Mort while you're doing that. Because
Right. So, the crystalline entity on the show could actually make these beautiful, sounds.
that's right. Okay, let me
Do
try.
you think you could make some beautiful, like, crystalline entity music? Oh my gosh, my ears are starting to bleed.
Oh, I got a nosebleed. Tell him to stop.
Oh, no.
Tell him to stop. Tell him to stop.
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 Crystalline Taebyn, please stop.
Oh, God, you're making us bleed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry.
That was worse than the normal furries in
That's
the
within
news.
the normal. That's
Wow.
saying something. That's saying something.
Okay, I think we need to change you back.
I
I'm
think that
gonna
would
make
be
sure that I turn on the crystal resonator here, and so that we get you in the proper alignment.
Proper
And
teeth.
yeah,
He's vibrating. Don't.
I feel very
All right.
vibrationless.
in 3, 2, 1.
What about Latrant?
Oh.
Am I back? Am I back?
He's.
You are.
You're back, but you've got some spiky things pointing out of your ear still.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're little. They're little crystals,
They're
just
little-
kind of growing in your fur.
They're crystal, but they're light.
They are.
It's
They're
like the
crystal
rainbow.
light.
Yeah,
Yes.
hardly noticeable,
Yes.
except when we shine light through them.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
You know what? I think you'll be fine though.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have this. I have this spray. It's normally used for people who are bald.
Okay.
'Cause it
yeah.
covers up.
Which would be
But
why
it's
you
in
have
your
it.
colors, and so if you just spray it over those crystals, I think you won't notice them. So
Okay.
you could try that.
Good.
Did that come from the My Pillow guy?
Well, no.
Oh.
This is actually Ronco brand.
Ronco.
It's older.
Okay. It was old.
It's only out of date by about 20 years.
20 years. All right.
So
It should be
Rain said
fine.
something that made me wonder. So barely is your brother's name barely noticeable?
Yes.
That's
That's what I should have named myself in 2017.
Barely noticeable.
Yeah.
He talks about his sisters a lot on the show, but we really have never heard about his brother, and there's a reason.
My brother, barely noticeable. Yes. We don't pay a lot of attention to him.
We really don't.
He kind of fades into the background.
Poor little guy.
Yeah.
Little guys. Oh my god.
That's going to be a running gag now. Here's my brother, barely noticeable.
Goodness. I say let's head back to the studio.
Let's head on back. I'm going to pull that
Yes,
book
yes.
down and
Oh
push that
my
button.
God.
And,
Woof.
woof.
Woof. Woof indeed.
Woof, woof, indeed.
Oh, well,
Oh.
okay, we're back in the studio, and I see that
Is that
you
where
have.
we are?
Yeah, I can see that you have some purplish things that we sprayed on your ears, but hopefully they'll go away over time. Maybe next year.
I think they will. I mean, I think that stuff was used to cover up, balding spots,
Yeah,
but it doesn't really cover them up. I think it actually just makes them worse. So
yeah,
I'm thinking
Okay.
that this will dissolve those crystals and
yeah,
you'll
I
be fine.
see. I
yeah.
see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll have to check in next week and see how I am.
If we remember, yes.
If you
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like,
Well, I mean,
Past
I
the
guess if
day.
we don't even remember barely noticeable, we probably won't remember my ears. So
oh, I'm going to remember barely noticeable. I'm writing that down right now.
okay.
Uh,
He's your brother. You can't remember him? You
Brother,
have to
yes.
write it down?
well, because he's barely noticeable, so that's why I have to write it down.
Okay, okay.
Like I feel like I
You
had
got me
like a
there.
sibling or something other than my sister. So I don't.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, all right.
Oh my.
Okay, so now it's time for Rain and I to take our headphones off because it's time for
Mhm.
that wonderful section that all the furs are interested in listening to, and the fact that I got a copyright ding on our last YouTube because of the music I used at the beginning of this. So here we go with Furries in the News.
Oh, my muzz is I've been around the microphone because furries are not in the microphone. The news. Are-
I am really regretting turning him into a crystalline entity. He seems to have gained a lot, an ability to hold a lot
Yeah.
longer notes.
Lots of long resonances, yes.
Oof. I tell
Okay,
ya.
so our very first story comes from another college, the Washington University in somewhere.
Washington.
In probably Washington.
No, it's not. I think it's in like Iowa or somewhere like that, but it's called
Well,
Washington
that makes no
University.
sense.
Makes no
Huh?
sense whatsoever. No.
Why don't they just
Kinda
call it
like
the
when
Iowa
you
University?
it's like when you first start working at McDonald's or something, there's no sense because
Yeah,
they don't
no,
pay
no
much.
money at all.
Yeah, yeah. I
Wait, what?
Okay, so anyway,
Wait, what? What?
no, because like when you first start working at McDonald's, like you don't get paid hardly anything at all. There's no sense.
Oh, gotcha.
And when you finish working at McDonald's, you're still not getting paid anything at all.
It's true. You're
That's
not. You're not getting
that's
paid anything. I
yes,
just
yes.
had a flashback to remember when the joke about the apartment complex. I forget what the joke was, and barely had a like. He didn't get it for a long time, and then finally, when he got it, his little pausies. He was all excited that he got it, and it was so cute that he did that. I just had a flashback to that.
Okay, so a Washington University freshman named Casper,
Hi,
not
The
Casper.
friendly
the
ghost.
friendly ghost, was interviewed by the paper talking about furries, and he chose to do it at the Center for Diversity, which I guess is the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, which is their
Hmm.
student council or student union, I guess would be what it would called. Um, they still call it student unions at the colleges where the students go to hang out.
Um,
I don't know. What
You
is
got
it?
so,
me.
All right. So
yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
uh,
so you how did my voicey did a thing just now? How did
I
it
know.
do that?
I don't know.
I think we're all going through puberty
It's
again.
like so furries. Furries seem to be a touchy subject, but why? On campus, where inclusion is central to our university's goals and where there's something for everyone, how did furries get left behind? That was the interviewee's question. Truly,
Mhm.
the furry community varies in its members' involvement, similar to fandoms like anime or cosplay. Members are self-labeled and choose their own levels of participation. While Casper has possessed multiple fursuits over the years, he owns a simple sketch of his fursona. With varying extensive membership, furries are not tied down to a single community or identity.
It's true.
The article goes on to say that outside of the fandom, furries are artists, programmers, writers, and researchers. And in fact, we talked about once that if a plane full of furries went down, the entire internet would go away because all of them are working in the IT
All of them
department.
are in Silicon Valley
Right.
and everything. So.
Yes. And they talked about the whole thing about the furries and the adult central stuff and that things like that. And of course, they said that there are corners of the community that contain adult themes. However, this is no different from any other fandom.
Any other, like Star Trek fandom, like that's way out there as far as that goes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be sexual activity and adult themes in all fandoms, but for some reason, well, for the reason of the one CSI, furry seem to be labeled as the strangest enough.
So we are pretty strange anyway, in general.
Right. So at Washington University, there are over 460 student organizations to build community and establish social connections, which is actually a pretty good thing. That's a lot of student organizations.
That is.
Yep.
And during the COVID-19 pandemic, Casper goes on to say furries on campus mostly stick to online group chats on Discord, Twitter, Fur Affinity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And the VR
VR chat.
Yes. The cons.
The VR cons.
VR.
Right. Yep. Casper said furries are normal people. There are furries at Washington University. They are human beings just like everyone else. Even amid the backlash, furries remain positive, supportive, and inclusive, where people can be themselves, respond compassionately to ignorance, and showcase themselves as valuable people. So it's a great article. I'll put a link in the show notes so people can read the entire article. But it's very well written and very well discussed.
Nice.
Our next story talks about some of those fringe furries. So as we've talked about before, there's a group of gay furry hackers out there that have hacked into various things, including NATO and including some very...
And that's not very neato.
No, but they just recently hacked into the Idaho National Library, which is one of the biggest nuclear labs in the United States.
Oh,
yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's the mortgage right there. Very interesting.
It also explains why I keep getting those glowing potatoes.
Yes, exactly. It helps during power outages.
It does.
The hackers have proved their success by posting a sample of employee data online and are threatening to release a lot more employee data unless their demands are met. Now, what are their demands, you might ask?
What are their demands?
Is it money? Is it fame? Is it power? Well, no. None of these mortal desires excite them. Instead, they want the lab to start working on in real life cat girls.
This has got to be a joke.
This is not. If you've seen that sort of anime, you'll know what I mean. Usually depicted as just a girl with cat ears, these creatures have become an internet meme as people hope they can come to reality. People may ask why for INL Breach, wrote the hacking group. We are cats. Intricacies such as why don't concern us. It appears...
that's one of the cat formations right there, right?
It appears that sanity has long since left them. So
I love that sentence, actually. It appears that sanity has long since left them.
Yes.
It's a great sentence.
So this furry hacker group is very prolific, and they have hacked into some very strange places and asked for very strange demands. And God bless them. If nothing else, they're pointing out the foibles. I'm sure it's a bunch of those internet and IT furries out there, and they're really just pointing out the foibles and the problems with internet security and security of all these high-level places in a fun way.
Can hack into the place,
right.
So, I mean, it's good that they're hacking in and showing the problems with our internet security, and it's good that they're doing this because it forces those companies to get things better and more secure. Because if a bunch of furries can do it, our enemies around the world can do it as well.
But if there are any furries hackers out there who want to hack into some place and make demands, I have demands for a werewolf boyfriend.
Okay.
Yep.
So yes, if anybody wants to hack into a highly secure facility and get me a werewolf boyfriend, I am 100% behind that.
Alrighty then.
I
Okay.
know Skuru is very much behind that too.
Yes.
Skuru likes the
Skuru,
werewolf boyfriends.
Skuru,
And werewolf girlfriends.
yes, boyfriends, girlfriends,
Because remember, he
or
goes
just-
both ways.
or just friends, werewolf
Or
friends.
just
Yes.
friends.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
Hey, Cheetaro, do you have a movie review for us this week?
I do, as a matter of fact. It's a movie that's playing on Netflix right now called A Whisker Away. So obviously, this is a cat movie, just to let everybody know out there, you know, because cats are kind of my jam. I can't help myself.
You don't say.
Yeah, well, I am a cheetah. Ba-dum-bum. Anyway, so my movie this week, A Whisker Away, is a movie from 2020, and like I said, it's on Netflix right now. It's kind of a cool movie. It's got a lot of substance for this movie, let's just say, because it takes you a moment. You have to literally watch the movie and take a moment to sit back and go, okay, what did I just watch? And so when I'm talking about this movie, you kind of have to understand that the first part is very confusing, and I'll explain why. So the movie starts with this girl walking amongst cats everywhere. You know, everywhere she looks, she sees a cat. And then all of a sudden, we realize, oh, she's having a daydream because she is always dreaming about cats. Her name is Mio, and this is set again in Japan, basically. But the mother who asks the daughter, a mother is asking a daughter to move in with her because I guess based on the rest of this, that the father and mother are divorced, and the mother's trying to get the daughter to move in with her and not stay with the father. And so this is kind of important because, you know, this is one of the tensions that Mio has with her family. And so she runs away, and she runs away into this garden, and she says, I hate the world, and I wish it would end.
Wow, that's just a little harsh.
I know, right? It's like, no, you just came into this picture and you already want it to end. But at that moment when she says she wished it would end, she then runs into this person who's just happens to be standing there, and this person is selling masks. And the ironic part is that all of the masks that this guy is selling are free, and all of the masks are cats. Yes. And so the guy says, would you like to try on the mask? And so she puts it on, and then the movie skips to a teenager that's running to catch a friend. This teenager that's running is actually the same girl, Mio, but for some strange reason, her friends call her Muge, and I'm not exactly sure I understand why. But she runs to her friend, and what's interesting is they're talking about, you know, high school stuff, you know, like love interests and all this sort of stuff. But she gets teased a lot by her friends because this cat fantasy that she always talks about gets her friends kind of weirded out and says, you know, you're mixing fantasy with reality, and that's not a good thing, you know. But then what happened is when she's talking about this, a cat shows up and she points to the cat, and the cat like stares at her and then walks away, almost like she had command of this cat. Then all of a sudden the scene changes to a woman running up to Mugi, or Mio, talking about her family and a divorce. Of course, it ended up at an apartment that basically had a cat, and this is the mother's apartment, basically. And the interesting part about this cat is when she came in, the cat appeared to be looking and watching what everyone does, you know, like cats do, of course.
Of course.
So Mio, or Mugi, runs into her room because her mother basically says, you know, that you know, you have to be able to do something, and she says, no, I already have my own plans. So she starts looking for this cat mask because she knows that this cat mask will put her into a different place. But then there is another scene change, and it goes to a family where a mother is talking to her son about needing to go to school because they have to support the family. And the son says, well, I'm not even sure I want to go to school, you know, so it's a lot of interactive family issues in this so to speak. But the son then starts to run after this cat because he sees a cat running, and he goes and he tries to catch this cat, and he catches a cat that jumps into his arms. And he then went ahead and took this cat home to feed it. Well, the cat eats, and then the cat walks away, and as the cat's staring at him and watching him intensely, of course, because this cat, we find out, is actually the person in the cat mask. So it's Mio in her cat mask. So we find out that this cat, who this boy is caught, is now, he decides to keep them. So now this girl has this interesting dilemma, and this is where the movie kind of starts to get interesting, because the dilemma this girl has is, does she want to live her life as a cat being taken care of by a guy that she actually likes a lot, or does she want to be a person living at home being told what to do when she really doesn't want to be told what to do?
I'd choose the cat.
I would choose the cat too.
Yeah. I mean, I see how my cat lives, and geez, I would love somebody to take care of me like that.
I agree. And then you wouldn't have to ever make food for yourself because somebody else is doing it for you. So the interesting part about this is she lives her life as a cat, and she's going, oh, this is wonderful, and then she goes, wait, the guy that was selling the masks earlier now comes back into the picture and says, okay, since you're loving your life as a cat, can I have your human mask? Take your human mask from you, and then you can always be a cat, but you can never be another person. And she goes, no. Says, I don't want to get rid of my human side of me, and the cat says, oh, you don't need it anymore, you're going to be so happy. And so the girl asks, well, the cat, because she's in cat form, says, what do you get from buying and selling all of these free masks? And of course the mask seller says, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Well, you can't argue with that.
Right. And then he disappears. So now the scene switches back to the girl being a girl now in her dad's house, talking about this person that he's living with, his new wife. And she's trying to decide now, because living her life as a person is difficult, but living her life as a cat is also difficult. So she's like, I'm not sure what to do. And so basically the mask seller is now like chasing after her, so to speak, saying, you must give me your mask. And so but she really wants to live in both worlds, and unfortunately, as we all know, you can't live in two worlds. You have to pick one. But it basically...
Stupid reality.
I know, right? So the movie continues to shift back and forth into the human to cat and cat to human aspect of this person's life. And finally, let's just say that Mio makes a revelation at the end. And I'll let you guys figure out what that revelation is by watching this movie. Because it's very cerebral, I will say. Because there's a lot of interfamily turmoil, so to speak, that makes it a little hard to understand at first, but as long as you pay attention to the fact that the girl and the cat are the same person, it all will make sense. So
cool.
Yeah, but I say this movie is pretty good. I will say, because of the difficulties of the beginning, I'm going to give it four chirps. Because it really is a good movie. It's just a little bit of a slow starter, and so you got to kind of maybe watch the first 10 minutes of the movie, then rewind the movie and watch the first 10 minutes again.
Yeah, sometimes some of the best books and movies do kind of start a little bit slow and just don't make sense on the first watch through or read through.
Yeah, well, it's totally an awesome movie, and it's definitely talks about family values and stuff like this in this movie. So if all you furs out there don't understand all the family value stuff, don't put yourself down, because that's not the important part of the movie.
Cool.
So anyways, I do have a movie for next time too that's going to be kind of cool for all of those fox and rabbit furs out there, because
nice. We got to give our foxy and rabbity friends a little bit of love too.
Absolutely. It's going to be called Agent Fox. It's on Amazon Prime, and so it's from 2014, and it looks kind of cool. Foxes infiltrating rabbits. What kind of harm is going to happen there?
Who knows? We'll find out next time.
Right, for sure. All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of the day, and we'll catch you guys and all you furs out there later.
Thanks, Cheetaro.
So right, that takes us to upcoming events. We have a few of upcoming events. Our first one.
We have a lot.
Well, yeah, actually not as many as we've had before, but we do have a lot.
We've had a big, huge list before, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our first one, November 30th through December 3rd. This is when this episode drops. Midwest Fur Fest is going on right now in Rosemont, Illinois, at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. And after that, December 6th through the 10th in Krakow, Poland, not Portland, Richland.
Poland.
No, Poland. Poland is Furcasting 2023, December 6th through the 10th.
Yeah.
I know, I had to think about that. It's like,
what year are we? Which one?
What year is it? I don't know. The other day I thought it was 2022, and I put that on a check. I actually wrote a check, and I wrote 2022, and I had to scratch it out.
They still have those?
They still have those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I use it to move money around between various accounts for my parents because it's just easier that way.
Yes.
Yeah. Furs upon Malaysia. Furs upon Malaysia. Furs upon Malaysia. Furs upon Malaysia. Taking place in Malaysia is December 9th through the 10th at the Hotel Armada Petaling Yaha in Petaling Yaha in Malaysia. We have the 22nd through the 24th, right before Christmas, is the Winter Fury Fusion in Shanghai, China. There's a lot of international type furry events going on these next few months.
Really, there is, yeah.
Furvester 2023 takes place December 28th through January 1st at the Hotel Fortuna Rettulingen Tübingen in Rettulingen, Germany. I'm doing better with these words.
You are doing very better. Considering
Whiskered,
how we started off the show with your words, you've come a long way in the last hour.
I have come a long way. Bewhiskered 2023, I love the name of this con, is in Durham, North Carolina, December 29th through the 31st. Yunyu Island 2023.
Mimi or Yunyu?
Yunyu, Yunyu. December 30th through this January 1st, 2024. So December 30th, 2023 through January 1st, 2024 is...
That's a whole 2-year con.
The whole 2-year con. It's like the Oregon Rain Festival starts January 1st through December 31st. Taebyn's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Because it rains all year long in Oregon.
All year long, yes. It's the Rain Festival, January 1st to December 31st. Yes.
Got it.
Got
you.
it, yes. If you want to go to Chengdu, China, you can go to the Yunyu Island 2023. Then, of course, where Taebyn will be is, and Rain, are you going to Anthony Northwest also? Yes, 2024, January 4th through the 7th in Seattle, Washington. And then that same weekend in Toyohashi, Ahiki, Japan, is the Japan Meeting of the Furries. I guess they can't come up with a decent name, so they just call it the Japan Meeting of the Furries.
Right. Well,
yeah.
They're workshopping it.
We'll come up with a name later. FurryCon to be named later. I'm going to start a con that.
You should definitely start. And then that's his name forever.
That's his name forever, yes. The Painted Desert Fur Con 2024 takes place that same weekend in Phoenix, Arizona, January 5th through the 7th. Then, of course, is Further Confusion. Yes, Taebyn? Yes.
So, okay,
yes.
In Arizona, there's a reason why, in big cities in Arizona, there's a reason why there isn't an extra charge on things. It's
And why is
because it's fee nix. The fee was nixed.
The fee was
nixed.
nixed. Oh, okay.
I tried.
Okay. The weekend of January 11th through the 15th in San Jose, California, is the most expensive FurCon in the world.
The most expensive in the world.
Further confusion.
Explain to us why.
Because it's just
If you're getting rooms out of the room block, you're going to spend like $3,500 just for the room.
it's insane for a standard room, not even a suite. It's just a standard room.
That is insane.
It's insane. And I even tried to tap into my relatives for their double black diamond points for Hilton and Marriott to see if they get us a room. Well, guess what? The Hilton and the Marriott have those blocked out for point usage.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
like you can't get around it. It's like,
Yep.
And still, I still haven't like talked to or heard of anyone that actually got a room via the lottery.
Right.
So, and that's it. I mean, I know some have via the free for all and stuff, but well, obviously because Beverly and I tried, and like those sold out within like literally 1.5 seconds. Like we
Wow.
right.
It's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, I was able to get a so when they opened up for quick click to get in, I clicked, and the only hotel was one of their overflow flotels. Overflow hotels. Not an overhaul flotel.
Sounds like an Undertale thing.
Oh.
But it was a mile away. And
They didn't even have like a hide across the street. It was like one of
it was a mile away, and I thought, well, yeah, I could grab it, but then but by the time I said no, and click the button again, there were no hotels available within seconds.
That's what happened to me. I actually, when I hit the button with Posy, and I actually at the Marriott there was a room. It was like a double queen or something, and so like so I hit the thing, and then I hit another button and it was gone. It's like it didn't hold it for me. It was just gone.
It was just insane.
That's not fair. Like if you click on it and it's there and you click, the next thing, it should hold it at least
like
until
15 minutes or something.
Yeah, at least until you close the browser or decide to buy it or decide not to buy it.
Yeah.
This is like it's never been this bad for me. I mean, it's been in the past few years and stuff. It's been pretty quick. But I've managed to actually get in though. This is like just insane. I've never seen it this, which is telling me the combination of all this, haven't talked to anyone that got in the lottery and how fast everything went and everything. It's making me wonder if, and other furs have speculated too, is FC just going to get like 5,000, 6,000 or something this year or next year?
Probably. I mean, it's insane. And I think, and I'm speculating that FC has outgrown its spot there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they either need to pick another weekend when the volleyball tournament, and because part of the problem is the volleyball tournament.
Yep.
Because the volleyball takes up way more hotel spaces than the FurCon does. And so, because, it's like, okay, so a furry wants a room, so they get a room. Well, a volleyball team wants a room, but they're taking 20
it's not just
rooms.
one.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're
That's
taking
right.
20 rooms for a volleyball team. And when you've got...
And there's a bunch of teams.
When you've got 100 teams needing 20 rooms, it's insane. So,
yeah.
I think
Definitely.
Further Confusion might want to consider, anybody that's listening that's from Further Confusion, maybe consider a different weekend. We know that it's a great weekend because it's a holiday weekend, but lots of other cons don't take place on holiday weekends. So maybe... I don't know.
There's a lot of furs that aren't going just because
there's a lot of furs
can't
and
the room. Yeah.
And honestly, I'm considering this being my last FC because I mean, if it's going to be this way every year, there's no way that we can afford $3,000 just for lodging.
Not with our subscribership.
No, not with our. Now, if any big money daddy furry wants to help sponsor the FC attendants of BFFT, please send me an email and we'll be happy to take your money. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be there this time, but for the future,
it's up in the air.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. So I'll have to go to the hiss and purr and say, you guys need to pick a different weekend.
Yes.
So anyway.
I have a feeling you won't be the only one.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. The next weekend after that, or actually the same weekend in Altura, Minnesota, is the Midwinter Frolic. And maybe if we can't go to FC next year, we can go to Midwinter Frolic in Minnesota.
There you go.
Minnesota. At least it'll be cool. We won't need to worry about overheating.
That's true. And then, of course, in the January 18th through the 21st in Boston, Massachusetts, at the Boston Weston Seaport District is Anthro New England 2024. So
there's got to be something there about, I don't know, help me. So my if you're in London and the property thing, but Boston Tea Party, there's something there.
Yes.
How can we do this?
I don't know. FurryCon to be named later.
That's right.
Joke to be thought up later.
Joke. Insert joke here. Okay. Well, speaking of jokes,
that was so funny.
Speaking of jokes, not that we haven't told any jokes on this episode.
Not a one. This is a really weird podcast for us because I can't recall us telling even a single joke.
I think that we should qualify that and say we haven't told a single good joke. Maybe.
Well, it's true, and we haven't told a single joke. We've told a lot of jokes.
A lot of jokes.
True.
Yeah,
that is very true. Very true.
So to Taebyn, have you got your joke book available?
I do.
And Taebyn doesn't read his jokes ahead of time. He opens up the book, and there he goes. Where, on the other hand, Rain and I search out really bad jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't blame me for the jokes, but you can blame them.
We can't blame Taebyn for the jokes now. We can blame him for the jokes earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true. It's true. That's
so.
True.
To let you know, I arrived at the restaurant early the other day, and the manager said, "Do you mind waiting a bit?" No, I said. Great. He said, "Take these drinks to table 9."
I like that. Okay, our first good joke on the show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have to remember that.
So where do you go to learn how to make ice cream?
I don't know. Where do you go to learn how to make ice cream?
Why, Sunday school, of course.
Oh, yes, indeed. Taebyn, can you top either one of those?
Oh, interesting. The next one has to do with something I said earlier.
Wow.
So it's not going to be my first joke, but I'll say it just because there's a coincidence.
It's kismet.
What did the ranch say when someone opened the fridge door? Close the door. I'm dressing. It relates. So my first one actually. Do that laugh thing again. How did you do that?
I'm going to save that as a sound effect.
Right?
So what do you call a fake noodle?
Impasta.
Yes.
Oh.
What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Okay, why can't eggs tell... Oh my... Am I ever actually going to get to a joke that we... Why can't eggs tell jokes?
Because the yolk's on them?
Yolk's on them.
Actually, they'd crack themselves up.
Oh. Either works, I guess.
Either works.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just call that my first joke.
All right.
What starts with W and ends with T?
What?
Yes.
It does. Yes, I swear.
Does.
It really does, yes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So I'm going to change this joke up a little bit for the season that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so which side of the turkey has more feathers?
The outside?
No.
The outside, you're correct.
Okay.
I mean, it just stands to reason.
Yes.
Did you hear that awful rumor about butter?
Why, no.
No.
Well, wait, we shouldn't spread it around.
Oh. Well, you know, Lance is quite an uncommon name nowadays. But in medieval times, people were called Lancelot.
True.
They really were.
So my dog Yanto used to chase people on bike a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It got so bad I had to take his bike away.
Yeah. Oh, just don't do that anymore, dog.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny
What
bike.
is a happy
It was.
cowboy's favorite? Oh, this is stupid.
Okay. Well, stupid jokes is our bit, so go ahead.
That's our thing.
What is a happy cowboy's favorite candy?
Jolly Rancher.
Yes.
Oh.
I knew one of you was going to
Oh,
get it.
God. Okay.
That's why I call Jolly Ranchers gay cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Oh my! Well, so okay, I have to read the next one because it relates to another one. They're like, why did the tomato blush? It's all the salad dressing. Why are they repeating the joke?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because it says,
You,
I don't know. Why are they?
Why are they?
repeating the
Mr.
joke?
Murmy
why don't we
is,
ask
is
all the
Mr. Murmy
salad
why
dressing.
he's repeating the joke?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the best snack to eat during a scary movie? Ice cream.
ice cream. Yes.
So I was out running errands today and I bought coconut shampoo. But when I got home, I realized I don't even have a coconut.
Why did I do
Why
that?
did I buy this? I don't know. It's-
So how does a French skeleton say hello?
I don't know. How would a French skeleton say hello?
Bonjour.
Yeah. I mean, duh.
I
Ice cream,
have no
yeah.
more jokes. Does anybody else have any more jokes? Taven, you got one more to end with a good
what?
one?
When do you stop at green, but go on red?
I don't know. When do you stop
Don't
on
know.
green but go on red?
When eating a watermelon.
That's very true. And you know, to be frank, I'd have to change my name.
It's true. It's really true.
Hey.
How much? Okay. I'm just gonna keep going. How much room is needed for fun? Is it spelled? No, it's pronounced fungi.
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 Fungi. Yeah.
Fungi.
How much room is needed for fungi to grow?
Mush.
As much room as possible.
Mm. So why are pirates
done.
called pirates?
Oh no, we're not done. Say that again.
no. Why are pirates called pirates?
Why?
Why?
Because they are.
Oh.
And that's my last joke for the day.
Wowzers. Okay. Well,
How? Okay, the last.
the last one.
The last.
Okay.
How do you
Last
know
laugh.
carrots are good for your eyes?
How do you know that carrots are good for your eyes?
Yeah, I don't know. How do you know?
Well, I mean, you never see a rabbit wearing glasses, do you?
I do not. They bump
No,
into people on the
not
way.
usually. Yeah.
Yes.
And the chair, and the table,
And
and
that's right. Oh, God. So we did it once again,
Oof.
even amongst the hullabaloo. I love that word, hullabaloo. Of the Thanksgiving week. Remember, you can support us through a variety of places, such as Patreon, Fourth World Redbubble, Bonfire, or subscribing through Buzzsprout. We know that there are a lot of podcasts out there, and we thank you for tuning into ours.
for turning into ours. You just turned into a podcast.
Rain, any last words before I turn it over to Taben?
Yeah, so our new 3Do Who podcast will be launching on November 30th. So by the time you're listening to this, it's already launched. So go
listen.
take a watch or take a listen.
Yes, absolutely. We do have video
And,
of that too, so yes.
Yes. And the only other thing I have to say is be kind to yourselves and each other and stay furry. Moobarkfluff.
All right. So on behalf of all the folks here at Injured Nerves Podcast Network, I say Moobarkfluff, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay furry. Taben, take us out and don't get all Latrant on us.
I will try not bark, bark, bark. So, as I say every week, and I really mean it, thank you all first for listening, especially if you're still listening right now, because if you are, you're crazy, but that's amazing, because so are we. Oh, wow, look at, we're going, well, you can't look at, but I'm going crazy with my, that was stupid. Anyway, thank you for listening to the podcast. It means so much to us. We hope we've entertained you. We hope you've learned a lot. We hope you cried a little, because if you didn't, we're not doing our jobs of being really stupid. So that's great. Go check out the things that we talked about on the show this evening. And yeah, so hope to see you at the cons are coming up. This pup right here will be at like, what, 6 or 7 cons next year or something. So hope to see you at that. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So can't wait to hug you tight with Pawsies and bark at you next week. And so until then, Moobarkfluff, stay furry, bark, bark.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate editor Rain Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free is Library. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at ko-fi.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.